Hello, welcome to another hacky tip video. Today we're going to be looking at a modification for the Atlantic wire shelving for CDs and DVDs. I got this at Amazon and it's selling currently for about $100, but it has a serious issue that I wouldn't recommend it unless you make this modification. Otherwise, it's a great shelf. It's pretty sturdy, and let me show you the feet that it comes with. It's a very thin metal and it has like a padding on the bottom, but this, as soon as you put the shelving on the side, the only thing I did here was put the shelving on the side just to adjust it, and it broke basically. Yeah, the screw, the bolt here just came out of place. The padding, it's just a mess. So I wouldn't recommend this. Look how thin this metal base is. It weighs only like an ounce, a little bit more than an ounce. And if you consider that you're gonna be holding possibly 800-900 CDs on this unit, we're talking about, including the weight of the shelves, we're talking about over 200 pounds. So to put this unit on these feet would be, I think, a recipe for disaster. And they say that you're supposed to strap it to the wall, screwing it, but the way that I modified it doesn't require, in my opinion. This is up to each person. If you have children, probably it's a good idea to strap it to the wall or screw it somehow. But in my case, I believe it's pretty sturdy the way that I'm doing this. And I have two different options. And you can see on the left-hand side, this shelving unit has one type of feet, which are these. I'm using these round 2.5 pound weights with an inch diameter in the center. The diameter of the whole weight is 5 inches, which is, I believe, the maximum size that you can use as feet. So, and there are not that many feet that you can buy with that size. And if there are, you can use pool table feet, but they are pretty expensive, over $30-40 for a set. So these weights sell for about $5. I think it's a pretty cheap option. And you would also be adding 10 pounds on the bottom of the unit, which I don't think it's necessary to add more weight, because if you're going to be putting CDs on the bottom shelves like I have here, those CDs are going to weigh more than enough to make the unit sturdy and not tip over, or at least make it more sturdy than just putting DVDs or something light on the bottom. So once you modify these weights, the way that I did it, I used pretty thick washers, and these are pretty hard to find. I mean, it's about, I would say about 1/8 of an inch in thickness, and the diameter of this washer is 1.5 inches to cover the inch hole, so it has to be pretty thick. And I'm using 1.5 inches also on the bottom, but this hole is a little bit bigger. It's a 3/8 diameter, so that when I put in the bolt through, it can go in a little, just enough to make it pretty flush to the washer itself. And what I did here, if you can look at it, it's pretty flush here, see? And what I did for this padding, since when you do this, you're raising the level in the center with the washer. So to compensate for that difference, you don't really want to have this higher than the rest of the weight. So I got this little rug. I think it's about 2 by 2 feet at Dollar Tree for just $1.25. And then I had more than enough to cut the pieces that I needed to insert this, make a hole, cut the circle, and just make it, to the right size. And basically, you want this to be above the washer so that if you ever move it, you don't have the washer or the bolt scraping on the floor. So if you look at this sideways, you can see that the little fabric here, the rug, is a little bit higher than the washer and the bolt. So this can be double taped, double-sided, using double-sided tape. And this nut that I have here is not necessary. I just put it here so it can stay together. Basically, when you put this into the feet, the poles of each side of the shelving unit are going to be supporting this washer. So you really don't need to put a nut here, okay? This nut is just for demonstration so that everything can stay together. So basically, that's it. I mean, it took a while to put together, but I think it's worth it. I'm pretty sure that the unit is sturdy enough so I don't have to worry about it tipping over. And if you're gonna put a lot of CDs and DVDs there, you wanna make sure that this is not gonna fall, especially if you're not gonna be securing it to the wall. However, I found another way of doing it. By the way, the weights that I showed you, these weights with an inch diameter in the center, those I got them at a local big box sports store called Academy Sports. They are quite expensive when you order them online, I guess because of the weight. But at the store, it's about $5 here in the US. So it's an option. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go with this finally. I found another option that is a little bit cheaper. Doing it with weights, this system that I just showed you can take over $30 for the 4 feet to put everything together. It's like $20 for the weights, each washer, these are hard to find. I found them at Ace hardware store, and they cost about $1 each washer. So we're talking about over $30, a little bit over $30, $35 to put something like this together. So the other option that I found that is a little cheaper, I went to Hobby Lobby and I found these pieces of wood. You see here, it's just a piece of wood that they sell. I did have to sand it and paint it, and I just bought the cheapest black paint that I can find at a hardware store for about $2.50. I put in a 2-inch /20 bolt in it, and if you notice, I just made it a little bit deeper so that if I move this, slide it or something, it's a little bit lower than the level of the wood. Okay, so this is the other option. The advantage that this has, doing it with the oval instead of the circle, you can see on the right hand side, this unit takes, since I'm using it in this direction, you're saving 1 inch on each side instead of using the round weight, which is 5 inches. This measurement here, we're talking about 3 inches. So you're saving 1 inch on each side compared to the circle. Let me see if we can put this here in the center so you can have an idea. So if you do this, they're about the same length in this direction, but you're seeing that you're saving all this space on both sides. So what that means is that if you put 2 units together, you're going to be able to put them closer, by 2 inches, because you're going to save 1 inch on each side, and you're gonna be able to bring the units closer. So that saves you, if you're in a tight space, maybe that's something you want to do, just to be able to put the units closer and save those couple of inches. So let me move this so you can take a better look. Oh, by the way, I put some light bars. I don't know if you can notice the light on the back. I was just playing with it just to see. And something that I really liked was the reflection of the light from the back of the CDs. That's just something for aesthetics. I think it makes it look nicer. If you can find any type of light that you can put on the floor, I think possibly you can eliminate all the CDs from the back. So that's just to give you an idea. You can see the reflection of the light on all these CDs over here. Just to give you an idea how that looks like. That's a separate tip that you get there in case you want to make it look nicer. And I'm just going to move this closer so you can be able to see how this looks, and bring it up over here. You see, this is the unit with the weights, and this over here is the unit with the little wood plates. And yeah, by the way, I also put a little washer. The tubing is about 3/4 inch. I put a little washer. Let me show you here quickly. So basically, I just painted the washer on the side with the Sharpie just to make it black. And then this washer is 3/4 inch so that it can evenly distribute the tubing on the wood, and it doesn't hit it directly. And that gives it, I believe, a little bit more stability here. If it starts sinking, I can always put a larger washer just to make sure that it doesn't crack the wood or something. So if you have any questions in terms of any of the details that I presented here or didn't present, you can submit your question, and I'll try to answer. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful, and see you next time. Subscribe, like, and thank you for watching.